Maybe just for once next time we try making a lesbian film where the person behind the camera isn't a straight white 67-year-old man.
Ooh, you're fascinating.
And you haven't even seen the riddle tattooed on my ass.
There's just so much wrong with the world today, and I really thought most of it could probably be fixed by a lesbian sex scene between Margaret Qualley and Aubrey Plaza. Oh well. You know that the problem is with these sex cults around the world today, the guy leading them and having sex with everybody in the cult doesn't look like Chris Evans. If he did, they would have taken over the world a long time ago. Also, can I just, what the fuck is this film? Honey Don't stars Margaret Qualley as Honey O'Donoghue, a no-nonsense lesbian private investigator in a film you'll hardly believe is set modern day until the first mention of COVID confirms it. A client of hers dies in a mysterious traffic accident. She starts investigating, finds her way to a somewhat body-positive sex cult run by Chris Evans, and also finds her way into every single one of the orifices of an Aubrey Plaza-shaped police officer. And while watching all of that happen, you just seeing Chris Evans be an absolute maniac and watching them try to make Margaret Qualley as attractive as humanly possible for 88 minutes, you will enjoy some aspects of this, but you will also wish there was just a little bit more actual plot. Just a little. This is a bizarre film. There are multiple driving montages that show off very uninteresting scenery and locales. There are a variety of characters who randomly get killed off in weirdly violent scenes. There is this case ongoing, but all these other bits interacting with it, and it just has far too much meandering for a plot that doesn't even hit 90 minutes. The style is so straight-laced that if you didn't tell me at the outset, pretty much, that it was a comedy, I wouldn't have necessarily known it, at all, in any way. Still questioning it, actually, a little bit. And just in case you were wondering if any sub-90-minute film could possibly fit more sex scenes in than Drive-Away Dolls did, they've got you covered here, yes. With room to spare for whatever nonsense is the third entry in this weird ethancoen lesbian B-movie trilogy. Why is that a thing? The neo-noir genre is a little bizarre to me. The fast-paced talking of a Bogart film, but with phones and talk about COVID, I mean, that is just the craziest mix. Unfortunately, just the case isn't interesting enough to really hold your interest even for 90 minutes, which is bad. And I mean, how many hard-boiled detective films are less than 90 minutes long? That just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like you can really dig into a case in that time. And in this, they don't. They have a lot of sudden... I guess a lot of the sudden significant plot moments that happen aren't necessarily to further the mystery, they're just to completely shift the direction of the film to something else. It just jumps around, and despite all the meandering and the ADHD-ness of this film, it still doesn't manage to actually hold your attention at all. It's not interesting, despite having a lot of Margaret Qualley and Aubrey Plaza having sex, which should just by default make it at least vaguely interesting. But it's the only thing that does. Frankly, I think we can all be excited that the Coenbrothers are already looking at getting back together, because Ethan at least definitely doesn't work well on his own. Their films are usually the right blending of bizarre and grounded. This is just bizarre, so was Drive-Away Dolls. I didn't think this was likely to be worse than that. It kind of is, and that is very disappointing. I feel like there's just... It does have its moments with kind of good writing, and I'm a big fan of great dialogue, so when I see these fast-paced little tidbits and snippets of conversation that Honey's involved in, I'm like, oh, is there something here? There's not really. And the problem with that character is that they brought Margaret Qualley back from Drive-Away Dolls. They made her just as horny as that character, but with far less character than that character. So there's just not a lot going on here, and it's very annoying to me. It's very upsetting. I felt like this had potential, and it does have glimpses in there of what it could have been, but it feels like an unfinished film. It just, those really good moments and interesting moments of conversation and dialogue and script ideas and story ideas and character ideas are just awash in a sea of unfinished crap. So, I'm giving Chris Evans Has Gone From America's Ass to America's Ass whole 2 stars. Anyway, yeah, you should subscribe or buy a channel membership or click hype on the video. These are all options. Like, comment, do a million other things, and then subscribe.